Shah, hi, this is Russell from Ministry of Ska, Russell C. Brennan.
Yeah, hello, Russell. Can you tell me more about the beginning of Ministry of Ska?
Right, it came about because, as some people will know, I used to write and produce songs for Eleanor Rigby, the mod cult artist, and then she had a bit of a crack up, and I was at a loose end for a while once I recovered from that because we were married and got divorced. I decided I wanted to do something different. I was thinking about innovative music, but then I remembered my childhood back in Brixton where I was born, and I used to walk down the streets and all you heard was all-night ska parties, and I loved that ska music from the 60s, and that really inspired me. So I thought, and because I was a mod as well, I thought ska music is something I'd like to get my teeth into. Then another thing that happened is suddenly I kept hearing classical music in my head, well-known classical tunes, and this one, Skanking with the Toreador, one called The Dance of the Toreadors or something by Bizet, kept sticking in my head, and I thought, wouldn't it be good to do a ska track version of that? So I went in my little recording studio. My mum had bought me some equipment, and I quickly knocked out this ska version of March of the Toreadors, it was originally called, and then I called it Skank with the Toreadors. And suddenly I thought I'd send it around, see what happened. And suddenly I started getting a lot of interest. This record company called Big Wave, who had a lot of #1 hits with Jive Bunny, said they wanted to put it out. And then in the meantime, I went back to see my friend Dick Crippin, who used to be in Temple Tudor in King Kurt, and he used to manage Eleanor Rigby once upon a time. And I said I wanted to have some studio time because he owed me a favour. He said, what are you up to? So I played him the Skanking with the Toreador track, and he goes, oh, that's funny, I'm doing ska music myself. Why don't we join forces? So then Ministry of Ska became a duo. And then we went back and got a deal with Big Wave Records. They advanced us a couple of £1,000 to do a 12-inch mix of Skank with the Toreadors and promised us £10,000 for an album deal. We thought, oh, that was easy. Got it, quick things going quickly. But sadly, when we went back a couple of weeks later, there was a big queue outside Big Wave's record company headquarters, and they'd done a runner, giving them one the Big Wave, because they owed a lot of people money from all the millions that they made from Jive Bunny. They just did a bunk to the Bahamas or somewhere. So we were notorious, Ministry of Ska, being the only people to ever get money off these particular people who ran Big Wave Records. So then we thought, right, what do we do now? And I'd already sent my ska track around, and another company called Beechwood Records contacted me and said, oh, we love this track, we want to put it on a new album called Ska Beats. And on the same album was going to be Buster Blood Vessel from Bad Manners, Rankin Roger from The Beat, and Double Trouble and the Rebel MC, who just had a hit with Just Keep Rocking, and Maroon Town. And so we were in good company, and this thing called Ska Beats came out. And that kind of launched us onto the scene. And then Dick had written this other track called Scatty and launched his own record label and said, let's do that track. And we started doing these experimental backing vocals. And then I said I wanted to take ska beyond the norm and like mix it up with ska, with surf music. So it became known as Ska Surf music. But also I had a wicked sense of humour, and back in the 60s, they had these rude boy kind of lyrics in the ska songs. And I decided, let's make that a feature of our band as well. And so that's what happened, how Ministry of Ska was born, and the type of thing we started to do.
Great, thank you, Russell. Can you tell me more about the highlight of your career so far?
Yeah, one of the highlights was I was invited to the Diamond Record Awards, which was a precursor to MTV Awards, and I was invited as a record producer, etc. And then I took Dick along, and we just had, like I said, be on this Ska Beats album, and it was in Belgium, and it was a big deal in the music business. And we turned up, and when we turned up to reception, the receptionist was in a bit of a tiz on the phone, in a panic, saying about Elton John wasn't going to turn up to do a concert. So when she got off the phone, I said, I couldn't help overhearing what you were talking about Elton John not turning up to concerts. She said, yeah, we're in a bit of a thing here. We're trying to get Jerry Lee Lewis to fill in. I said, don't worry about him. Ministry of Ska will help you out. We'll fill in. And she'd go, who? Never heard of you. So Dick said, I've been in Ten Pole Tudor and King Kurt, and Ten Pole Tudor had like 10 top 10 hits over in Belgium, and Eleanor Rigby, who I wrote and produced, had a top 10 album as well. So she goes, oh, I've heard of those acts. And then when we showed her the Beechwood compilation with all those well-known ska acts on, and we were on it, she said, oh, obviously you're somebody, so maybe you can fit in. So they gave us a dressing room and loads of free drink and whatnot, and then showed us to the auditorium where the concert was going to take place and the awards the next day. And then suddenly Dick turned to me and said, are you sure you're going to be able to handle this? Because you've never been the lead singer of a band before. You had Eleanor doing everything before. And I went, no sweat. And he goes, there's going to be 10,000 people here. I said, even better. So then we went back. And then another thing I was saying to Dick at this particular awards thing is image is very important, and he never thought he was. He used to turn up jeans and a t-shirt, and so I started dressing in this kind of more outrageous gear, even though I was a ska boy. And like I decided to wear a kind of futuristic bullfighter's jacket, and suddenly I was walking down this press boulevard in Belgium, and suddenly all the paparazzi come and start taking my photo, even though the likes of Christopher, Mike Oldfield and Lee John from Imagination was hanging around. They would started with them and then rushed to me, and I thought, well, they can't know who I am. But because I looked like a pop star, they all started taking my photo. And so that was a lesson for Dick about image. And then Bros turned up, who were big at that time, and then they suddenly rushed off to them. But anyway, to cut a long story short, we ended up getting invited to the awards dinner. And again, same thing, I walked in and the guy just waved me in, the doorman, because I looked the part. Dick went to get in and they stopped him and said, no, sorry, we don't let the riffraff in. And I said, he's my bodyguard, let him in, because he didn't have the right ticket. So they let him in, even though I didn't have the right ticket either, to be honest. But they just didn't bother looking because I looked the part. So we got into the auditorium, and then we asked the waiter for a table, and he said, where's your special ticket? And I sort of caused a bit of a fuss, saying, oh, someone's cocked up here, made a mistake. We're big celebrities, we should have a table. And the guy went to the quiet in the stand, he said, all right, here's a table. So we got a table, and we saw a few journalists at the bar when we went to get a drink, and they said, oh, we could do with some food, they won't give us a table. And so we said, all right, come and join us. So we got all the journalists on board, so they took all their photos. So we were going to get lots of press out of it. And then Dick knew the winners of one of the awards called band called Beautiful South. So he nicked their award, and we sat at the table with our awards that we never ever won, and blagged the award, and get all the publicity more than anybody else there, because we got in with the journalist. And then then it was time to leave, and the waiter come over and he said, I still can't find your ticket. You'll have to sign for this expensive dinner. So I said, no problem. So I looked at the next table, and there was a guy called Jason Donovan, who was a big pop star at the time. And so I signed his name, Jason Donovan. So I knew his record company, PWL, would take a lot of, be able to afford that. And they also messed us around about a record deal. So that was quite funny. And even on the way back home, I went into an arcade and went on a fruit machine about pop trivia, because I'm very hot on pop trivia. I've got a photographic memory for it. And cleaned out the whole machine, and it paid for the trip. So that was most definitely one of the highlights of the early days of Ministry of Ska.
Thank you. Okay, Russell, now tell me more about the low light of your career.
I suppose the low points of Ministry of Ska was really my relationship with Dick, because we were both songwriters, we were both record producers, and he had a studio and I had a record label. And so we all wanted the final say over everything. And he liked to do things in a boring way, like rehearse something to death for and nobody would notice any difference, and I like to be creative, so we ended up having a few rows, and so in the end it was inevitable we were going to split up. So that was a bit of a downer to do with the Ministry of Ska, but mostly the whole point of Ministry of Ska was to have a laugh on the side, because I wanted to do some more serious music with a new band I was going to do called Box Office Poison, but Ministry of Ska was definitely having a laugh.
Wow, great, interesting. Yeah, it would be great to know more about your songs, Russell.
Yeah, as I say, going on from like I said, one highlight about the songs was I was a bit surprised that we got sold on import to Jamaica. They actually thought we were black for some reason. Mind you, There is a reason for it, because I grew up in Brixton, I learned a lot of the Jamaican words and had to sing in what they call patois and Jamaican and rude boy stuff. So that's why I could do that Jamaican accent, so that I fooled them that I was a boy, black Brixton boy, basically. And so it was quite funny that we sold in Jamaica. But the songs, like I said, we do instrumental stuff like with a ska and surf beat. And then there's other songs with the humour, like one called Condoms was really popular. And we used to do lots of cult themes, cult TV and film themes for Future Legend Records, and they proved really popular. But the condom one had an interesting story to it, because one fan wrote to me on MySpace and said, I love your song Condom. If you want to share it one day, let me know. So I went off with this girl and shared a condom. What can I say? It's good being a pop star sometimes.
Album coming up, which is called the Failed Comeback Album. Can you tell me more about this new album and why it is called that way?
Yeah, that's pretty much the humour of Ministry of Ska. The first album was called Rarin to Go, and if anyone that you saw the cover, it had a big fat guy on the sofa with newspapers on the floor, empty beer cans, and the title was Rarin to Go, so that's very much our humour. So originally, I hadn't planned to do a second album, although it was always in the back of my mind. What I decided to do was, it was the 30th anniversary of Future Legend Records who we're signed to, and they asked me to do a single to celebrate that thing. So I did a single called Don't Touch My Bikini, which again is a very humorous type of song. And in fact, that came about from a song, a film I saw, a Joe Meek film. And it was a really rare film, and there was a scene in it where this film producer told this girl to get up off the studio floor, and he touched her bikini, and he said, "Don't touch my bikini." I thought, interesting word for a interesting title for a song. So I wanted to do a song with this title, "Don't Touch My Bikini," and like I said, the lyrics are very humorous. And so that's what I was going to do. And then I did a B-side, which is called Mr. Thumbs Down, about all the trolls you get on the internet who can't wait to give you the thumbs down and make everyone's life a misery. They need to be exposed more. So I did that as the original celebration kind of single for celebrating Future Legend Records. But then suddenly, once you get in the groove of doing ska, and back in what you were doing before, I decided, hey, I'll just write a load more songs and push out an album as well. So ended up writing loads more songs than I expected. And there was another one on it called Lockdown, and everyone said it's more like politically aware, a bit more like a Ray Davies type lyric, or Paul Weller, and everyone likes that track, and that started to take off. So then I thought again, okay, I'll get on and do an album. So I wrote some good songs in a short space of time for that album, one about an artistic friend of mine called Katia, who died last year, and another one about the film business that I'm also in because I'm a multi-platform artist, and then other interesting songs. But the reason for the actual title, because I wanted another humorous title, and although we weren't trying to make a comeback, I just pretended that we'd failed to make a comeback, and that's why I called it the Failed Comeback Album. And it's out on iTunes and Spotify now.
Great, thanks a lot, Russell, for sharing with us all the stories and memories.
No problem.
If you don't follow the rules, the police will have the powers to enforce them, including through fines and dispersing gatherings.
How many alcoholics must we create friendships will turn to hate? How many children will melt and break? How many heroes that we killed on mistake? Lock, lock, lock down. In an empty town, the angel of death has lost his crown. The whole planet is down, down, down. The Grim Reaper has regained his crown. Why, our sense of freedom has gone underground. We are all slowing down. Soon we will feel like we want to drown. The flashing statement is now addressing down. The people in charge are living at large. Crazy palms with outstretched arms. Wearing no disguise, never to apologize. We will never forget you owe us a debt. Why did the rich and famous never die? Was it down to old school tie? Well, things for sure they know how to lie. Now it's time for the clowns goodbye. But nobody is laughing anymore. But at least those left can step through the door. Only take a trick to a new dilemma to keep us poor. And if that's not enough, we will give you a war.
out, out.